But I was trying to add into the conversation, and then I realized that you guys couldn't hear me. I was like, okay.
Before we go on, we've had somebody from a 336 area code, and they've been waiting patiently to come on the air. So I'm gonna bring them on. Caller from 336 area code. Who's calling? 336 area code.
It's me.
Who's me?
Brian.
All right. Did you have a question?
The question I wanted to ask is, what if somebody broke like a law such as like I'm saying like no flagpoles or something like that, even though someone might use it to put up a flag for their country?
You mean a victimless crime?
Yeah, like what if somebody just did that for something good?
Okay, well I've got a good answer for that. Okay, you're thinking of your question presupposed positivist law, which means that you're thinking in statutory law, which you would get in trouble for putting up a flagpole not because it hurt anybody, but because the king said don't put up a flagpole, and that's what you'd be busted for. And that is not how common law works. Common law has two laws only, which is do all that you've agreed to do and don't encroach on other people or their property. So if putting up a flagpole broke one of those laws, then you could be held to answer for that. But if you put up a flagpole and you hadn't agreed that you weren't going to put up a flagpole, knowingly and willingly and voluntarily, and if your flagpole wasn't encroaching on somebody else, then you haven't broken one of those two laws. So there's not going to be a flagpole law under common law. There's only two laws. Now,
are you saying there's no victimless crimes in common law?
There's no victimless crimes in common law.
Like that.
There's always a victim in common law. Now, if you live in an apartment and you go out on your deck and you put a flagpole up on the deck and it's like flopping your flag on the person above you, flopping your flag in their deck, well, then you're encroaching on their territory. Now, see, under political law, under statutory law, that person would go to the state, to the system, and say, "Hey, this person's flagpole's flopping in my face," and they'd look it up and they're like, "Okay, well, the king hasn't said no flopping in your face, so there's nothing we can do about it." So if you want
That's
that,
really interesting.
You better write your congressman and try to get them to make a no flopping in your law, no flopping a flag in your face law, because we only bust people for disobeying the powers that be, not for violating your property. Now, under common law, you would just say, well, it's flopping in my face. And we'd say, okay, well, under the two laws, that is an encroachment, so you need to, pay them $20 and not put flags in their face anymore. And that's it. And you don't have to go write a new special law for everybody.